world went through a peace period, but after that, wars broke out on Gregory Island. The first war was between the Winter and Desert Nations, in which the Winter Nation attacked the Desert Nation. The Desert Nation was able to break their left flank, mainly because they were composed of mostly locals and barbarians, which weren't very much experienced. With two armies, the Desert Nation was able to break through Winter Nation lines and attempted to storm the nearby cities, in which they were slowed down by the garrisons of the cities, but nevertheless they were able to push on. After several hard-won battles, they were able to break through garrison lines and approach within 30 kilometers of the city. After they approached within the city, the alliance collapsed, leading to the fall of the center city. Eventually, with the loss of the center city, the south was surrounded and eventually capitulated as well. With the loss of the south, Desert Nation had naval superiority, in which they used to do landings on the beach near one of the coastal cities. Quickly after, the city fell. Eventually the north surrendered as they were surrounded on all sides. All that was left was the center city, and it fell as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the island, the remaining tribal nations got into a war with the Desert and Winter Nations. In the war, they quickly fell, and then after being partitioned between the Winter Nation and Desert Nation. Desert Nation getting the north, and the Winter Nation getting a small chunk of the south. Meanwhile, over on Alexander Island, the Plains Nation was finally able to gain full superiority over the island, and by kicking out what was left of the hostile tribal villages. And back on Gregory Island, an earthquake happened in the center of the island, which was mostly a plainsy area. Because of that, extreme flooding happened, which caused dozens of rivers to form in the crevices caused by the earthquake, which caused plenty of minerals like gold and iron to surface, which caused plenty of settlers to go there in hopes of getting richer. Eventually, the world came back to peace, and the border stayed stable for centuries to come.